Welcome back to me and my bro's Southern Kitchen. I know you see the title, that seafood mac and cheese. Oh yeah, let's get cooking. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with 3 to 4 thick slices of bacon. Today it's all about building flavor, and you want this bacon throughout your dish. This is definitely gonna be a crowd pleaser. This is gonna be epic, right? Now you don't want to cut it too small, because remember, as the bacon cooks, it's going to shrink, right? So we're going to keep it a reasonable size. Let's get our frying pan. We're going to start out with 3 tablespoons of butter. And while that's going, we also want to go ahead and start our water for our pasta. Our water needs to be salted. So let's get 1/3 cup of salt. Go ahead and put that in there. Also, let's put a little bit of olive oil in there, about 1 teaspoon of olive oil, just to make sure our pasta isn't sticking. Right, so let's let that come to a boil and we get back to this bacon. So yeah, I know you're saying you don't need butter to cook bacon. Bacon has fat in it itself. But no, we're using this butter because we're building flavor. So we want to cook the bacon in the butter because we're going to use that reserved liquid and grease afterwards to cook some other things. So remember, save your grease. And of course, you know what I love, guys. Let's hear that sizzle. Nothing better than the smell of cooked bacon wafting through the kitchen. But right now we're gonna put this aside on a napkin, let that grease drain out. Now that our water's come to a boil, time to add our pasta. Now you can use whatever pasta you like. I like to use the rigatoni pasta. You can use the macaroni elbow noodles if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. When you add it, just make sure you give it a good stir so it doesn't stick immediately when it hits that hot water. Now through the use of editing, pasta's done already, 6 to 8 minutes. You don't want it mushy. Remember, you're also going to bake this afterwards. So you just want a little give to it. Now let's go back to our bacon grease. We're going to put some diced onions in there, 1 large onion. We're going to sweat those onions in that grease. It's going to incorporate all that flavor along with that onion flavor. Now we still have our stove on medium-high heat. We just want to keep working those onions until it releases its oils and sweats a little bit. Now we're going to add our shrimp, 1 pound of large shrimp. Right, so we're getting into that seafood part of our journey here. So we're going to add some salt, pepper, also gonna get some OBAY in there. Also add some parsley. Always love putting a little bit of parsley in my food. Now you notice, we're not cooking our shrimp all the way through. We're just getting a little heat to it. We really want the flavor that the shrimp's gonna give our grease in this pan, because we're gonna make something after this. We're still gonna use the grease. So we have the bacon, we have the onions, we have the butter. Now we've added a shrimp flavor to this. We have 2 cans of lump crab meat in our bowl here, and we're gonna add our onion and shrimp mixture to this bowl. Right? Now we don't want to get rid of all that liquid in the bottom. We just want to get rid of the shrimp and the onions, put that in the bowl, but we want to keep that that liquid and try to save as much of that as possible. A few onions left in the frying pan is no problem. It's still going to work out great for us. Now we can mix things around. I know I should get a spoon, but I'm trying to save on not washing too many dishes. But it's going to come and bite me later on. So back to our frying pan, we're going to go with 3 tablespoons of butter, and now we're going to make a roux. We have all these flavors that's incorporated in this frying pan right now. We have the bacon, the onions, the shrimp, all the seasonings we put in those dishes, even though we've gotten rid of the solid ingredients, there's still flavor on this pan. As you see, I'm scraping the bottom of this pan to get those flavors out of that pan to incorporate along with this butter. So I have it on medium heat. So after the butter melts, we're gonna put 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. Now, don't walk away from this. We don't want this to burn. We want to let that flour get incorporated in that butter, but we want to continue to stir as this is going on. We're going to make sure that we don't burn our roux. It's important. And there we go. Look at it. Beautiful. We're still taking that flavor off the bottom of that pan. We're scraping here and there, getting all those bacon bits, the onions, shrimp. All that flavor is now concentrated into this liquid. And now we're going to add some heavy cream, about 2 pints of heavy cream, because we're making a cheese sauce with our roux now. So all those flavors are now going to go into our cheese sauce. So we're on medium heat right now. We may turn it up just a little bit because we don't want to burn our mixture here. We want to make sure everything is incorporated because we want to be able to melt the cheese. So we need a little bit of heat, but not too much. Once again, don't walk away. Don't walk away. And here we are. We have our cheese. This is a mixture of 2 pounds. 1 pound is sharp cheddar. Another pound is a KOSHER Jack. You're just going to put a little bit in. We shredded it. Just going to put a little bit, then we'll whisk it. Just whisk until the cheese disappears, till it melts. Just take our time. And you'll notice it's going to start to get thicker. That cheese sauce is going to start to get thicker and thicker. It's going to change color on us. So as the cheese melts, you're going to put a little more, maybe 1 to 2 handfuls, depending on how much you grab in a handful. There we go, just whisking away. Notice the color change. And look how thick it is. See as I'm turning, you can actually see the sauce clinging to the whisk. It's getting thick. Now we're going to add some more seasoning to our roux here. So OBAY seasoning, always good. When I'm dealing with seafood, I love dill weed and also some salt and pepper. And for this sauce, we're going to add a little bit of white wine. So your favorite dry white wine, add it to your sauce, and it's going to add another flavor profile to your macaroni and cheese, your seafood macaroni and cheese. Look at that color on that sauce. It's amazing. Now we're going to take this sauce, put it on top of our crab meat, shrimp, and onions, and we're going to stir. We want every bite of our macaroni and cheese to have seafood in it. So I'm watching a couple of videos and a lot of people put the seafood on top. So that's not seafood macaroni and cheese, that's macaroni and cheese with seafood on top of it. No, we want seafood throughout the whole dish, every bite. So remember I said it was gonna come back to bite me, guys. I had to go get a spoon to get this mixed together. So I'm gonna be washing a lot of dishes afterwards, but it's okay, it's well worth it. Just gonna keep on stirring, keep going. Now a little surprise, we're gonna do 1 pound of scallops. Now we didn't cook the scallops, there's a reason for that. Scallops don't take long to cook. If you overcook it, it can become tough. And we don't want that in our macaroni and cheese at all. So we're gonna put our scallops in raw. And of course they'll cook in the oven as our macaroni and cheese is baking. So this is gonna be a little sweet note throughout our macaroni and cheese, because it tastes like the sea. If you ever had scallops, really good scallops, they taste just like the sea. So it's gonna be little mines of flavor throughout your dish. So we got that bacon that we cooked earlier, put our scallops in there, and we're gonna mix. try to get it incorporated throughout the whole dish. We want bite of scallop, bite of shrimp, crab meat, our noodles, plenty of cheese sauce. We were just building on so many flavors. Then we have that wine incorporated in there. This dish is going to be amazing. Now we're going to add our noodles. We're just going to keep mixing, keep mixing. So look at it, guys. You can see the scallops, you can see the shrimp, you can see the crab. There's a little bit of everything in this dish. So many different flavor profiles. You know, we got the salty noodles, right? You cook those noodles in salt. So there's a lot of flavor there just in that pasta taste. Then we have that shrimp, the brininess of the shrimp, crab meat. And then we're gonna have those bursts of the sea with those scallops and the salty bacon. Now it's time to put our dish together. Got a well-greased pan. Now you can use a baking dish like a lasagna pan, 9x8. Nothing wrong with that. I'm feeding 6 here, 6 adults, and they're gonna kill it. So I'm gonna do this deep dish here, this deep casserole dish. As you see, I'm just putting it in, making sure it's pat down. I wanna fill every part of this dish. I want no gaps, no air. Now as we're filling, we're gonna leave a little space at the top. About 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches. We're gonna leave space at the top because we're gonna use the rest of our cheese. So out of the 2 pounds of cheese, we use 2/3 of it for our sauce and we left 1/3 to put on top. Now there's different toppings you could use for this. You could use some breadcrumbs, garlic and butter breadcrumbs, but today we're just going to use some cheese, our cheese mixture here. So just some cheddar, some Colby Jack, shredded. That's going to melt, give us a nice topping. Go along with our cheese sauce. Just going to balance the flavor for us. So now everybody shows this, you know, cooking shows don't show. When we do certain things, we got to wash the dishes. This is the damage. I thought I'd show y'all that it's not all fun and games. You got to clean the kitchen, else the missus is gonna be mad at us. But it's in our oven, 400 degrees, 25 to 35 minutes covered. And then after that, we'll take it out, take the top off, put it back in for another 10 to 15. And this is the results. When it comes out, it's gonna be bubbly, a little wet, but we wanna let it cool for like 15 to 20 minutes. And it's gonna start coming together. Become solid. So look at it, it's amazing. I'm gonna have to apologize to you guys. I made a mistake in filming this video. I didn't take a picture or a video of my dish on a plate, ready to serve. Everybody dug in, didn't have a chance to take a picture. So here is the finished results. It's all coming together. Seafood mac and cheese. I hope you enjoy it. Please make this. It will be one of your go-to dishes. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.